Hey, Better Together Vlogs. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. As I told you, I have a very, very special guest. The one, the only, Karen Taylor James, otherwise known as my beautiful mother. So say hello, mother.
Hello, Mother.
No, not, you're the mother.
Hello.
Okay, so we just figured that we would just kind of keep it lighthearted tonight. Towards the end, we may talk about something a little bit more meaningful, but just so you can get to know me a little bit better and so you can get to know my mom a little bit better, the James girls, we figured we'd just do a little bit of a Q&A. My hope is to have a special guest come on a few times throughout Better Together vlogs. So, who better than to have first than your mother? So, there's my mother. So why don't you go ahead and tell them a little bit about you, and then we'll get started.
Hi. I'm her mom, as you know. I have a son and a husband also. That's part of the family. My husband pastors a church. I'm a pastor's wife. And we pastor here in Georgia. Mm-hmm. And so we enjoy working for the Lord and doing what He wants us to do. Kristen leads a choir for us. She does a great job. My son plays drums. He sings. My husband sings. And we just all work together for the Lord. And what a blessing it is when a family can work together for Him. And Cody helps us out a lot with the sound and the equipment and all that stuff. He's a big help.
Yeah, he's practically family.
Yes.
All right, that's perfect. So that's the whole thing of Better Together vlogs, is everything coming together to work. So as she was telling you, Caleb does the drums, Daddy preaches, Mama sings, plays piano, I do choir. Our whole family is very, very involved in the church. And there's so many more that do other things that are just a part of that family. Like she mentioned, Cody is one. And then we have youth leaders, we have women ministries, we have the men's ministries, deacons, the list goes on and on and on. But again, better together, that's the whole thing. That's something I've grown up learning, is things are just better together. All right, so we're going to get into some questions between the two of us. We haven't really rehearsed this or practiced or really thought this through. So this is just a trial run. We hope y'all enjoy it, but we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, so my mother was a stay-at-home mom. So here's the first one. What was it like being a stay-at-home mom? Would you do it again? And what would you change? Do we break that down?
Yes.
Okay, so part one. What was it like being a stay-at-home mom?
Well, you learn being a stay-at-home mom is a lot of work. It really is.
So you wouldn't think that. Most people think staying at home just means, you got nothing but time on your hands.
Yeah.
Cleaning the house is it.
Right. And that's the way you hear it growing up. That's sort of what I always thought and had the idea that that's the way it was. But once you're a stay-at-home mom, it's like 24/7 kids. There's you raise them, you're taking care of this, taking care of that, and you're trying in between to get the other stuff done that you've got to get done, and it's hard to sort of shuffle it all and get it all done. And you're just there's a lot to it. So, but would I change it? I wouldn't, because I had the opportunity to be with my kids, and I didn't have to miss parts of their life that I would have missed going to work. So either way you look at it, it's a job either way. Because I know you moms, when you go to work, I'm sure, because I worked before I was a stay-at-home mom. So I was able to be a stay-at-home mom from the time they were born, which I'm thankful for. But I know if I had to work and then come home and do all those things, play catch up and do other things, that's hard too. So I think just being a mom is a job, whether you're a stay-at-home mom and you're with them 24/7 and all through the day and all through the night, and you don't have those breaks and you get away from it for a while and go work. I think either way it is, being a mom is a real job, but you wouldn't trade nothing for it. I love my kids.
So then there's nothing you would change about being a stay-at-home mom?
No.
And I will say this, the good thing about having a mom that stays at home is if you're sick at school and you need to go home, somebody's home that you can go home to. Now, I will say one time, though, they were out of town, and I was, super sick. Could not hear out of my left ear, so somebody else had to come and get me from school. And I was a little sad because I was spoiled to having Mom around to be able to come and get me. But anyway, good answer. Okay, your turn. Ask me something.
Okay, this won't be too difficult. Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay. So what are you most passionate about?
Okay.
You can name 2 different things if it's 2 things that you're real passionate about. Or,
Okay, I've kind of talked about this on some of my previous videos. One thing I've always been passionate about is kids and youth. Even when I was a kid, if there was anybody younger than me, like a baby or something, that is where you could find me. I would find a way to sneak away and be with the little kid. And then now that I'm older, I really have a passion for helping kids learn who Jesus is and who he can be in their lives, because I want to see them go and do really, really good things, but good things for the Lord that I know is going to help people. So I have a passion to help people. I have a passion for kids. And then more recently, I've been growing my passion with hair and makeup. So thank all of you who have been tuning in and helping out with that. I've had like 11 orders on the Haas Dry Shampoo, by the way. Thank you, thank you. That makes my heart so, so happy. So that's my answer to that. Okay, you're the
good
next
answer,
one?
yes.
Oh, thanks, Mom. Okay, let's see. What's the best trip you've ever taken?
Oh, wow. Wow. We've had a lot of good trips. You know, we've been a few different places, but the one that comes to mind to me that was really different from our regular trips that we had done. Oh, I have to mention NQC because I love Southern Gospel music.
So what is NQC? Tell us what that is.
National Quartet Convention, and it's when all the Southern Gospel, I like Southern Gospel, all the Southern Gospel groups come together and they sing, and there's probably like, I don't know how many groups sing in one night, probably about 15 different groups sing in one night, and then they have their tables outside, you get to talk with them, meet them, and then they have things going on all day long that you can go to. They do the like Sing a News Fan Awards, and they have specials that they do. So it's like an all-week event, or it's about 7 to 10 days.
Concerts every
Yes,
single
concerts every night until midnight. I love it. I love it. My husband is usually ready to go, like about 10 o'clock, and I'm like, well, so-and-so hadn't come on yet. I said, I'm not ready to go. I said, can we wait till after they sing, and then, you know, if it's before then, we'll go. And he usually will do that for me. But I love that because it's just pure, it's food for my soul is what it is. I love gospel music, and there's always, you know, singing is a good thing, but there's a message in a song when it's a gospel song that you can't get from the world and you can't get from anywhere else. But it's things that will uplift you, encourage you, and draw you closer to God, and you get that the whole time you're there, whether it's any of the day events they have or the night events. So I sound like an advertisement for NBC, but if you love gospel music, you ought to go. At least go for 2 nights, 3 days. Sometimes we'll make a shorter trip of it. We don't stay the whole length.
And where's it at? Is it Tennessee?
Yeah, right now it's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Yeah, they
Is
had
it
to do
snowing
it.
when you go? Is it
No,
like winter
because
time?
actually it's this time of year every year. We just didn't go because of COVID, so
Fun.
we didn't make it this year. So,
All right.
oh, your question.
My question.
Speaking of vacations and
Oh,
trips,
Lord.
where's someplace that you have always thought about going and would like to go and have never been?
I've always thought about Australia
Wow.
because I like the idea of a kangaroo. And honestly, that's the only thing I've thought about for vacation is I want to go see a kangaroo in its natural habitat.
Oh, wow. Because I was thinking you probably could see one at a zoo, you know.
Yes, but then I heard that in Australia, like part of their culture is to walk around half naked, and so that kind of turned me off a little bit. So now I just want to go to the Bahamas.
That's better. I like that one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here's a serious one. Are you ready?
No.
Okay. Growing up, when was a moment I frustrated you the most? Oh Lord, y'all see that look? She probably can't.
Do y'all really think she could frustrate me?
Oh, those who know me.
Yeah.
If y'all could see a close up of the face,
No.
you should give it here.
I don't know. I mean,
Okay, well let me just throw that out there.
No, I guess what she's referring to, she remembers one time she probably thought I was a little hard on her, and so it frustrated her probably too that I got onto her. But I guess it frustrated me because she knew it was something that I didn't want her to do, and maybe I'm a little overboard. I'm conservative, and so maybe sometimes as a girl growing up in this day and age, I probably am really very conservative. And I guess I am.
And I want to throw this out there too because a lot of people have mentioned to me, man, you and your mom are so close. Y'all have such a great relationship. And the truth of that is, yeah, we do. Like 85% of the time, we are right on point. However, there is that 15% where we don't always agree. And like she said, she's a little bit more conservative than me when it comes to, I would say, clothes. This has been our biggest battle. Like, we get along for the most part and agree with just about everything. When it comes to clothes, that's a different story. So I would probably say that's where our biggest frustration comes from. But we made it. Hey, we survived.
Yes, we did. We're still living and
we're alive. She still has her hair, and I have mine, so we didn't lose.
So we made it through it all.
Yeah, we did. All right, go ahead. Next question.
Oh, you're ready. Okay. Yes. Let's see. What was your favorite memory from high school?
Oh, wow. Well, it wasn't prom, I can tell you that. My favorite memory from high school, it had to be musical theater. Musical theater was my favorite thing. My freshman year, we did Footloose. My sophomore year, we did Oklahoma. Oklahoma was interesting because the girl who was going to take the lead on it ended up dropping out 2 weeks before showtime. And we have like from January to, is it May? January to May before we actually do the show. 2 weeks before, she ended up not being able to do it. And so I had to learn all the lines for the whole 2-hour play in 2 weeks. So that was interesting. And then we did Grease my junior year. That was interesting because I had to play the bad girl and I didn't have that kind of a reputation. In fact, what had happened was when we were practicing, Rizzo from Grease, she had to hold a cigarette, right? So they got these fake cigarettes, and while we were practicing, I was, holding mine like I thought it was supposed to go. And then our director, Mr. Smith, came by. He said, "Psst, Kristen." And I said, "Yes, sir." I'm like, "Great, what did I do wrong?" He said, "You're holding your cigarette backwards." I said, "Oh, okay." I didn't know there was a right way to hold one. So anyway,
conservative we are.
So that was fun. And then we did Beauty and the Beast my senior year, and I was Mrs. Potts. So musical theater by far. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay. What advice would you give to your younger self in your 20s?
My younger self?
Yeah, in your 20s, like in your 20s. What advice would you give to yourself in your 20s? Again, this is unrehearsed. We didn't.
To another 20-year-old or to myself?
To yourself. What would you tell yourself in your 20s? Because that was around the time you and Daddy met.
Well, that was not. Yeah, that was later
too.
20s.
Yeah,
early 20s. I guess don't take. I mean, life is serious as far as what you plan to do with your life, but enjoy your life while you're young. And I honestly did try to do that when I was young. I did. I mean, so I would just say enjoy your life while you're young. Don't worry about, because a lot of people are in a hurry to get married and have that special someone. And I would just tell you, when you're like teenagers, early 20s, do you know what? I've always said this. Don't be in such a rush. Enjoy your life. When the time comes, you'll know it. But don't be in such a rush that some people rush and then they make the wrong decision and wish they hadn't. But the thing is, once you get married, you have the rest of your life to live that I do out. You know what I'm saying? You only have a space before then, because a lot of people I can remember would get married right out of school. And so I think they missed a lot of time where they could do things that they might would have enjoyed doing for themselves. Because once you're married, anybody that's married knows, it's not just about you and what you want anymore. Yeah. So really between when you graduate from school and you're in your early 20s or whatever, is a time for you to sort of discover, what do I like? Because you've been in school all this other time, right? Having to do whatever the teacher said, whatever your mom and dad said.
Somebody's always telling us what to do.
Right. So really in that time, you're beginning to learn more things about life, what you might want to do as a career or whatever. But don't be in a rush, because once you say I do, you have the rest of your life to do it. And there'll be many more years of doing that than that short span you have for yourself to learn what you like and would enjoy doing.
Good advice. Yeah, I got you.
That probably didn't answer your question.
No, it did. Don't be in a rush.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I was gonna say, if finances and time were not an object, what hobby would you adopt and why?
What hobby?
Yeah, something that you want to spend the rest of your life doing. Is there something, hey, doing whatever you do
Yeah,
now?
I would just say this. This is something that I've always kind of admired watching other people do growing up. And then I started getting more into it for myself the past 2 years. And then, I don't know, I think, after talking with Cody a few times about different things that I liked and enjoyed, and then seeing some things that he was doing that he liked and he enjoyed and stepping out there a little bit, it just gave me the courage and the confidence to go ahead and, hey, let's put this Better Together blogs together. Ran it by my mother, got that seal of confirmation approval that I need from my mother, that only comes from my mother and my father. But this is girl stuff, so whatever. Anyways, and so yeah, so this a passion or a hobby I would do is this right here: hair, sharing stories, and just girl time. I like it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Mom.
You're well.
All right, let me see. Did you ever drop me as a child?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
I don't remember
That's good.
dropping you, but I do remember, like I told you about before, we were playing with one of those big balls you get from the store.
And Crystal, if you're watching this, then you'll remember this.
Yes. We were out in the front yard, and so it was my turn to kick the ball, and Kristen's out there with arms raised up to get that ball. And she was only like probably about maybe 4 at the most, 3 or 4 years old. And she's like, here, Mommy, here, Mommy. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to kick it to you, baby. So I kicked that ball, and it went whoosh, she went, wham, she went right straight back. It was one of those things you see on bloopers or something that's funny then, but but I didn't drop her.
So you get
I
dropped,
dropped her
like I
backwards.
kicked.
Yes,
By
it was a
ball.
really one of those big balls. I felt horrible. I did. I really felt horrible. But it was funny. They were laughing because you just don't see that. But I felt so bad. Anyhow, move on.
Okay. Do you have another question for me?
Okay. Yes. When was the last time you did something for the first time, and what was it? The first time you've done something recently.
First time
Yeah.
I've done something.
That's new to you. Yes.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I've been doing this for a little bit now. The
Or
last
tried
time
something
I've
new.
tried something new. Honestly, being a teacher and dealing with the new stuff and the COVID regulations, this is all new. This is for the first time. Y'all see this face? I'm hanging in there, along with all the other teachers, McCassell, Goldman, yeah. Shout out to all you teachers out there, especially if you're doing the in-person and the virtual. Yes, y'all are in my prayers. Because even if you ain't doing both, you're feeling it. So yeah, so I think just dealing with all this stuff and the changes that come. So, but anyway, I don't have any more questions for you. Do you have any more questions for me?
I could probably find one. You want one?
I mean, we don't have to. It's up to you. Cody, how we doing over there? We good?
Okay.
Okay.
So, let me ask you this one last question.
Oh,
I guess. What is something you have that is of sentimental value?
Something I have that is of sentimental value. Oh, golly.
Or
I feel
you
like
probably
I've
have
thought
more
of
than
this.
one.
I feel like I've thought of this before, but I don't remember. Well, okay. One thing is this ring that I wear all the time. This I got for graduation from Mr. Doug and Miss Dolly and Mr. Brad. If y'all know them, then y'all know who I'm talking about. Mr. Doug passed away, is it 2 years now? I think about 2 years ago now. So just knowing how excited he was when I got this, I think this is something definitely that I value. And I'm sure there's other things, I just can't think of anything off the top
I'm
of my
sure
head.
there's a lot of things.
Yeah, there probably are. Anything anybody's given to me, I mean, I appreciate it. My Nana has always spoiled me, so I have so many things from her that I love. I think for me, though, outside of, things, I cherish pictures and memories. And I have one picture, I think it was at Nana's, was it her retirement, her pastor retirement? And I think Uncle Eric got the picture where I'm just hugging Nana when everybody was going through the line. I have it hanging up in my bathroom. That's something that's sentimental to me. So I have a few different things, but pictures especially. I take them all the time. Just ask Cody. So yeah, that's something. What about you? Do you have anything sentimental?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, everything's sentimental.
Yeah, Mama keeps everything.
I do. Well,
Any other moms keep everything out there?
yeah. Speaking of rings that are sentimental too, um, my mom, if you're watching, I'll never forget. I want to say I was probably somewhere between, I don't know, 19, 18, 20 or something. But she had a birthday ring, and she gave it to me. And I was thinking, wow. And I've always been so scared because I never wanted to lose it. You know, I just wanted, and that's something that I value a lot. And I always do. If I ever had a girl, I would pass it on to her.
Even though it probably won't fit his finger.
Well, you can get it sized. You can get it sized.
They got skinny fingers.
But that's real special. Every time I see it, I think about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I have a special something going on, I'll make sure I put that ring on. It's very special.
Yes. We told ourselves we weren't going to get emotional on this live, but as you can see, we lost that challenge. Okay, so now that we've kind of asked each other questions, so let's get into a little bit of mother-daughter advice. So I kind of already mentioned Mom and I have a really, really good relationship. However, there are a couple times, that we butted heads, mainly over clothes. I am very aware that there are daughters out there who do not have relationships with their moms like I do. And for that, my heart goes out to you. I don't know what I would do without my mom. Good gracious. She is literally what holds me to the ground. And there have been plenty of times when I've been moody and Cody will look at me and say, "You miss your mom, don't you?" And I'll say, "Yes, I guess I do. I miss my mom." But even if you're not close with your real mom, I'm persuaded to believe that there's other, woman figures, is that correct?
Yeah.
Woman figures out there that you look up to that has offered advice to you. But if your mom is around and you don't really have a good relationship, so I'm going to ask my mom a question first. So what advice would you give to a mom who doesn't have the greatest relationship with their daughter but is desiring to have one? Because I imagine that could be tough.
Yeah, that could be tough. Just be patient.
Oh, yes.
Because they go, certain ages, they do go through a lot of different things, and they go through a lot of mood swings and a lot of things. You sometimes feel like they don't want you around sometimes because they all go through times like that. Yeah. And you feel like if you say anything, it's always wrong, or sometimes you feel like you're always going to butt heads. But be patient. Always let her know that you love her. And she'll like sometimes maybe she don't care, she don't want to hear it.
Mom.
I know. But still let her know she's loved. Because loving somebody and them knowing that they're loved goes a long way. And don't give up on them. Be patient. And I always heard this as I was raising children, pick your battles. The little things, don't make them big things if they're really not big things. Pick and choose the things that are important. We could pick over, you left this here, you left there, but I think there's a lot of bigger issues in life sometimes to deal with. Even though you may have told them, "Darnie, do this or take care of this," I think there's bigger fish to fry sometimes, matters that need to be tended to more. And sometimes just, I don't know, just ask them to share with you or what's on your mind or something bothering you. I want you to feel like you can talk to me. I'm your mom. I love you. Just let them know. And pray. Ask God to give you guidance and pray for them that they will open up to you. But don't give up on them ever. Always be patient with them because they're dealing with a lot, especially if they're younger or they're teenage girls. They go through a lot of things at school and they deal with a lot of things that maybe sometimes we forget that we may have went through ourselves. So just always show them you love them and be patient with them.
Yeah, and I kind of bounce off of that just from a daughter perspective. So obviously I'm not a mom, so I can't give mom's advice. But I will just tell you from a daughter's perspective, the having patience and never giving up, that's a big thing. Because I'm the type of person that I close myself off more than I go and just automatically rant. Sometimes I'll call mom and I'll just, rant left and right. But the majority of the time, if I'm dealing with something, number one, I don't want to get emotional about anything. Like, just let me deal with it. Let's not talk about it. If I talk about it, it makes all those emotions come back up. And I don't want any of that. I'm not about the whole stuff. But because she has always been so patient and understanding of that. I think that's kind of what's helped keep our relationship close. It wasn't that every time there was a problem, I talked to her every single time. Just as daughters, we're just not going to do it. I hate to say it, we just don't. But it's not that we don't love our moms or we don't care what they have to say. It's just I'm just trying to deal with it right now, and I don't really want to deal with extra emotions that I've already been dealing with all day long. Like even now with frustrations with school, I don't really talk a whole lot about what goes on with school. We were talking about that today at the table, and my dad said, I hear, some things Caleb says, some things Kristen says. Look, Daddy, I said, I don't say a lot. And he said, well, you don't tell me, but you tell your mom. And Mama said, no, she don't tell me nothing because I deal with it then, and then I want to move on from it. So if I say something, it's usually quick, but the patience and not giving up, that goes a long way just coming from a daughter. So.
And always just let them know, say something to let them know they can always come talk to you anytime about anything. You're there for them.
Yeah.
And just remind them of that. So they always have that in the back of their mind that, well, she's always said, if I ever, because sometimes she's talked to me about some things, and I was like, did I sign up for this?
Apparently.
She will, but, that whatever it is, because you want to be there for your kids. And you know what, another way, because sometimes they can ask you things or whatever, you're like, what? But yeah, be there for them. You'd rather them come talk to you about things than anybody else. You'd rather be the one to give them the guidance they need, because they could go ask other kids their age. Ooh. But it'd be better, and you don't know what they're getting then. But at least if you know that they're coming to you, always keep that communication door open with your daughter. Mm-hmm. It's important. And they'll appreciate it, whether they act like it right now. When they're older, they'll come back to you and tell you if you haven't heard it already.
Mm-hmm. And know who they're with, too.
Yes.
Because, it's like I said, sometimes I'm not so quick to talk to my mom. I'll be quick to talk about it to other people. But if those other people aren't exactly living the way they should and might not be the best to give advice, there's nothing wrong, I don't feel like, with a daughter asking somebody else for advice, but you still need to know the source of who they're asking. If I ask a youth leader at church, that's safe because we know that they're trying to live a Christ-like life. They're going to give good advice. If I ask my Nana, we know that's safe. So don't take it as a knock against you if they don't ask you for advice on something. Sometimes they just need some time to deal, and then it'll come all back to the surface. So.
Well, she turned out okay.
I'm here. Praise God. Yes.
Anyway.
So, and we are embarking on different territory too, because now I'm 24, almost 25, and it's like I'm kind of in that in between. I'm not out of the house yet, but we know it's kind of like that transition period's coming. So this is like new. We're figuring out a new normal for, especially like you said, with all this stuff going on. So
yeah,
but it's good. It's worth it. So, all right, can you think of anything else? I can't either. All right, well, I guess we're going to end here. If you're still on and you have stayed with us this whole time, if you endured it and enjoyed it, then please give it a like, share, a heart. But again, thank y'all so much for your support through this whole journey. I hope to have some more people on with me in the near future. And yeah, that's all I got. So that's it. All right, we love you all.
Good night.
Goodbye.